What's wrong with the lighting? Alrighty. Let's get started. We'll wait here. A couple seconds here. We'll get started. First of all, welcome back to Free to Speaks. This is week 3 of our The Influence of Integrity series. Next Thursday is our last and final session. This will complete our series for 2023, and we'll see how we structure it for 2024. Again, I want to thank you for your ongoing support. I want to thank you for your not only support in tuning in and watching the video content and commenting, but even the text messages that I receive of how it has helped you, how it has been a blessing, how it has been timely, the encouragement to continue, the encouragement even for asking for different things or can we do different things. And I'm open, I'm game. It's all about impartation. It's all about knowledge and understanding. It's all about growth and being better so that we can demonstrate and walk better before others and hopefully, influence others. So I'm going to jump right in because I know some of you may be watching on your lunch break or you'll catch it later. But again, this is our leadership series that we've been doing since July. We do it every Thursday at noon, usually by way of video. But for the month of December, I wanted to try something different and go live. And the first week we talked about integrity. We really focused on the word trust and said that trust should always be an outcome when we walk in integrity. It should be something that we seek after and we look to establish with our relationships. We also talked about an acronym in trust, T-R-U-S-T. T, the first T is our talk. What are we saying? The R, are we reliable? The U was how do we undergird others? The S was being steadfast. And then the last T was time-based, over a period of time, trust is established. Week 2, we talked about one of the big adversaries with regard to our integrity, and that is compromise. Compromise. When we choose to compromise, we really are choosing to potentially adversely impact our integrity. It opens up the door. It weakens our testimony. It can set us back. Catch the video clip to get more details on compromise. Today, again, we're still talking about the influence of integrity. And today I want to talk about the importance of assessing your integrity. Assessing your integrity. Now, assessing your integrity is different than compromise. If we're talking about compromise, that's reactionary. When we talk about assessing our integrity, that really is being more proactive, being more intentional. It's a self-work, meaning I want us to assess our integrity on a proactive basis and be honest with ourselves and identify areas where we're strong, identify areas where we can improve, maybe even get the input of loved ones, with regard to integrity. And the example that I want us to think about when we talk about assessing our integrity, I want us to think about the example of blood work. And I'm pretty sure that all of us that are watching or listening have had some type of blood work in the last year or over the course of our lifetime. Blood work can be once a year as part of a physical. Blood work can be twice a year. If there's follow-up, blood work can even be quarterly, or monthly. You may need to manage your blood. If there is something that you're looking for movement in, maybe you've got something that is going through some corrective action, either treatment medication, and you want to assess, are the numbers moving, or is the blood responding in a favorable manner? You may have more tests that are done. And then there's different types of blood work or blood panels, if you will. Some blood work really is assessing the quality of the blood, meaning your white blood cell count, your red blood cell count, your hemoglobins, etc. And then there's, other tests that can be done with the same blood. This is amazing. This example just speaks volumes to me. With the same blood, you can do a whole number of other tests, and those tests will be indicative of the health of organs from the blood. So our blood is a marker of many different things. Blood can tell you what's going on with your blood. Blood can tell you what's going on with other organs in your body. Blood can indicate the presence of sickness or disease. Blood can also be reflective of your diet, your vitamins, your minerals, etc. So the blood is indicative of the body's health. The blood is also necessary for the body to function. So it is important to get an assessment from a proactive standpoint on a regular basis. Otherwise, you could be functioning in an ill state and not know. You could be functioning and have markers that you can improve and not know. Okay? And so the integrity of your blood work is reflective of the health, the wholeness of your organs, the pureness of your blood, etc. Tests can be, like I said, proactive or reactive. The other thing that's interesting about a blood test is oftentimes you have to fast before the blood is submitted. And that fasting is helpful so that it doesn't distort or misrepresent your results. So by fasting, the blood is allowed to not be influenced by our intake of sugars, calories, etc. The blood work is more accurate. The results are more accurate if you have a period of fasting, okay? The other thing is it requires counsel. It requires counsel, meaning in order to get a blood work completed, you're going to need a prescription from the doctor saying that they want a certain type of panel completed or blood work assessment completed. And then you go to a certain place, a lab, they draw the blood, collect the number of vials that are needed for the different tests that are being conducted. And that's how the process happens. So you can't do it in a silo. You need the counsel of others. You need the counsel of a doctor. You need the counsel of a phlebotomist, a person that, takes the blood. And then after all they do their part, then it's got to go to a lab for analysis. And then you get the results. Oftentimes your doctor will ask you to make an appointment and you have the conversation and you get the results and you talk about what the results say. Are they favorable? Are there areas of improvement? For every metric that is on this blood work, hey cousin, every metric that is on this blood work is going to have a high level, a medium level, and a low level or target level. And so based on your results, the doctor may say, oh, everything is right in the middle. Or here's some things that are high that we can work on getting them back into normal range. Or here's some measures that are low and we need to get them high. For example, I've had low vitamin D in the past. So we had to do a prescription level vitamin D to get my levels back in normal range, as an example. So you see the importance of assessment. It helps to expose areas that you may not know where you're weak. It also gives you feedback on where I'm strong and where I need opportunity, or how the results may be manifesting as symptoms in my life. Take that same visual, take the same backdrop, take the same analysis, if you will, and apply it to integrity. So if you think about it, integrity shows up in how we speak. It shows up in how we act. It shows up in what we do, how we deliver things. It shows up in how we walk and carry ourselves. Okay? It shows up in my relationships at work. It shows up in my relationships in ministry. It shows up in my relationships in my family. It shows up. It shows up. And so it is something that is in the fabric of my being and in the fabric of my living. It shows up. I cannot compartmentalize my integrity. I shouldn't. You know, it's going to show up and it's going to flow over. So here's an exercise. And you can pick whatever method you want. Can be high, medium, low. Can be on a scale of 1 to 10. Can be a 1, 3, 5. Can be strong, okay, needs work. You know, whatever your rating is, whatever your scale is. Think about a scale. Write it down. And then think about different areas. When you're at work, when you're at ministry, when you're frustrated, when you're under pressure, when you're relaxed, at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year. You know, think about those different times, because when we are under different pressures or when we have different circumstances surrounding us, it can impact our integrity. It can impact our integrity, and it can put a carrot out there to compromise or to be different than what we would normally be. So think about all those different things. And then I want you to think about these areas. Keeping promises or keeping your word. Honoring confidentiality. Someone shares something with you. How do you honor that confidentiality? Can you be trusted with secrets? Can you be trusted with information? Can you be trusted to be shared and brought in on things? Meetings, notes, minutes. Do you steal? Do you lie? Do you cheat? Work ethic. Work ethic. Are you on time? Are you late? Do you leave early? Do you take extended breaks? Do you take extended lunch hours? Do we do right when no one's looking? How do we handle temptation? How do we blame? Do we blame? Or do we take responsibility? Do we seek to cover others or expose others? Are we polite? Are we respectful? Are we kind? Are we rude and obnoxious and impatient? Are we fair to others? Do we do wrong? You know, so those are just, 10, 11 areas where you can rate yourself. And you may say, Frida, come on. I don't steal. I don't lie. I don't cheat. Okay. But I would venture to guess that if we quiet ourselves and just allow our mind to go back to a full week or a full month, for those of you that are believers, and ask the Holy Spirit to show us, I am sure there's some areas where our integrity was not as strong as we had hoped. It just wasn't. It can be as simple as sharing things that should not be shared, like accounts, subscriptions. There's a lot of opportunity for us to sharpen up, okay? Taking ownership, being aware of just being more sensitive to our integrity. So that's what this week is all about. Taking time to assess our personal integrity with regard to our daily walk. Consider the last month. Consider yourself in different settings and environments. How you talk, how you act. Has it always been aligned to your desire to be truthful, forthright, consistent, strong work ethic? And if not, then where are the areas that I can improve? And how can I focus on those areas the rest of 2023, but certainly as we look to 2024. Consider our integrity in this assessment to be as important as understanding how's our blood work, because our blood work can be reflective of our organ health, can be reflective of presence of sickness or disease, and can be reflective of the health of our blood itself, which is a necessary fluid that we need to survive, nutrient, everything. And so integrity, that's your word. That's what you can offer. If I can't offer anything else, I can offer my word. And is my word good? Is it trustworthy? Am I trustworthy? Being trustworthy takes you so far in life. Trustworthy gives you access. Trustworthy gives you permission. Trustworthy gives you a lower interest rate. Yeah, credit scores reflect your trustworthiness with regard to money. Absolutely. So it shows up so many times in our lives. And I want us to know the importance of it, to value it, and to focus on how do I improve it, or how do I protect it from shifting. So have a blessed Christmas holiday. We'll be back again next Thursday as we close out this series and look to finish out the year. Again, thank you for your support and tuning in live. I definitely know live makes me go faster, so this may be the way to go in the future. Take care, and let's walk in integrity and truth.